Hello and welcome to Baldwinville High School for Blackhawk TV's presentation of boys basketball in the Middleborough Conference between our own Baldwinville Blackhawks and the visiting Amery Warriors. My name is Jordan Lehman. I'm joined by our famous cameraman Zach Ambrose and the owner and operator of Blackhawk TV, Jeremy Nygaard. How are you doing tonight, Jeremy?
I'm good. You know, it's been an interesting week here. We're supposed to have a game here last night with the girls and didn't have it because of a snow day. So we're going to watch the boys play a game coming off of a no school, no practice day.
Right, yeah. And between two teams that faced off to begin the year, Baldwinville's first game was against this Amery Warriors team where they handled them quite easily. It was 45 to 19 or 46 to 19 or something like that at halftime. Finished quite sizable margin of victory for the Blackhawks. In that game, though, for Amery was some impressive performance by Carter Wallen. This all being said, that game involved Baldwinville's Mason Werner as well, who will not be playing tonight due to injury once again. You know, coming into this one, obviously mentioning Carter Wallen, he's the leading scorer in the conference at the moment, just under 30 points a game. He kind of had his match with Mason Werner, you know, in the first game. I know Baldwinville played a lot of 1-3-1, a lot of zone, but without that experience at guard, what do you think BW does tonight to limit Wallen's production?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, because the things that have happened in 3 of our 4 losses, and we've talked about this before, Cody Schmitz couldn't stop him. Jordan Momlov couldn't stop him. Braden Bradway couldn't stop him. And Carter Wallen is certainly someone that needs to be talked about in that same conversation.
100%.
And what have we tried to do to stop those other 3? Well, we've tried to play either a 1-3-1 or a 3-2, some sort of zone. And when you don't know, when you don't have someone always responsible for checking a dude,
right,
it becomes easier to lose him.
Right.
And so, you know, I said that before Friday's game. You asked me the same question. How are we going to limit what Braden Bradway does? And I said, well, Colin's going to have to guard him. And you said, well, you know, we've been playing a lot of zone. And I said, well, yeah, I don't know that that's the right answer. So, in my opinion, Mason's out. Our next best on-ball defender is Colin Fritz.
Right.
And Mason is a phenomenal defender. And not to take anything away from Colin, but he's not in Mason's class, but he's capable of doing it.
Right.
But what happens and we've seen this, is when you are solely responsible for one guy, you're not able to help. You're not able to see the things that have happened. We watched a rebound go through Colin's legs to the guy he was guarding.
Right.
The other day. But to beat Amery, you have to not stop Carter Wallen. He should get 15, you know, even if he's denied. But it's the other 4 guys that just have to beat the other 4.
Right.
And, you know, you talked about the first game of the year. Amery started 4 sophomores. So you're talking about 3 guys making their first varsity, seeing their first varsity action against a team that last varsity action for almost every single one of those players, aside from Evan Clausen, was in a sectional final game.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's going to look different because Mason's sitting on the bench. But it's going to look different because these Amery kids have had an opportunity to kind of see what it's like.
Yes.
While on the flip side, these BW kids are still trying to figure out exactly how this works without Mason.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's been the biggest thing. There's been stretches, for example, the first game they had here without him, where they hosted Ellsworth, it was one of the more impressive performances we've really seen a Baldwinville group have in a long time. They were cohesive, worked together, produced easy opportunities for baskets, and a lot of those opportunities resulted in baskets. Then there's been other evenings, you know, earlier this week, hosting Altoona, where, you know, BW comes out to a really, really nice lead, double-digit lead early, and then there's kind of a stutter, and they're really never regained a rhythm throughout the next 30 minutes of gameplay. So, yeah, I mean, without Mace, you know, he was the leader throughout the football season. He's still a leader, but obviously unable to be on the court with his guys. I'm kind of looking for who's going to take the reins, and if it's going to be by committee, that's fine, but that somebody arises that has that sense of urgency. I'm not sure that, you know, if Coach Benoit's directed that anywhere, if he's vocalized that at practice, I'm not sure, but Amery is a team, anytime you've got a player to the caliber of Carter Wallen, and you also have games where we're not scoring too high above 50 points, maybe even a little bit under 50 points, Carter Wallen's a player that can match that.
Right.
Quite literally.
Yeah, he has.
He has. He's had a 50-point game this year. He owns a handful of school records already as a sophomore, and likely, if he stays healthy, will own every school record when he's all said and done. So it'll be fun to watch him. It'll be fun to watch our guys combat what he brings. And it's middle border conference play, so it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough matchup, and we're excited to have all of our viewers here for it. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but in a handful of minutes, we'll be through introductions in the national anthem, and we'll have middle border basketball here for you on Blackhawk TV.
Just want to thank all of our sponsors here real quick here at Blackhawk TV, Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar, Timmerman Realty, CW Garage Door Distribution, Whitecap Financial Advisors, First Bank of Baldwin, Federer Jewelers, Phoenix Grill, Baldwin Lightstream, Nielsen's Foods, Hilltop Pizza Planet, Precision Truck Service, St. Croix Custom Apparel, Precision Excavating Enterprises, Blackhawk Garage Door, Schaefer Financial Services, Culvers of Baldwin, Baldwin Greenhouse, St. Croix Garage Door, Wisconsin Credit Union, TMS Auto, Firehelm Langer, Western Wisconsin Health, Village Pharmacy, Pete's Construction, O'Connell Funeral Homes, Next Level Events by 22 Farms, Marco Septic, Flagship Ford, Independent Insurance Options with Charlotte Heimer, and Auto Appeal. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Those of you looking for more Blackhawk basketball action, we will have a varsity girls game tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. against the West Salem Panthers. So right now we're going to get underway here shortly with some pregame announcements.
All right, welcome back. We've got the introductions out of the way. Now for your starters between Amery and Baldwin-Woodville. For Amery, number 2, Carter Wallen, a sophomore. Number 3, Seth Wallen, a junior. Number 4, Caleb Danielson, sophomore. Number 12 is Blake Anderson, he's a sophomore. And number 13, Joseph Dorsheim, sophomore. We'll have the tip between Hawks and the Warriors. We'll go to the Hawks. Starters for the Blackhawks, number 1, Colin Fritz. Number 2, Evan Clausen. Number 3, James Borkart. Number 32 is Sean Van Somer. Number 34 is Eli Kunin, who's going to take a right wing 3 that's going to be long, and here come the Warriors.
Look like Amery coming out man-to-man.
And Baldwin-Woodville, once again, zone look, good extension there from Kunin using his length, and that'll be a disruption, good enough for a turnover. 18-minute halves in high school basketball here in Wisconsin. Amery comes into this one 4-9 overall, 0-7 in conference. Good post move by Clausen, no good. Baldwin-Woodville 7-4 overall, 4-3 in the Middle Border Conference, right in the middle of the pack. 0-0 so far, but a minute gone. Wallen will pull up deep, top of the key 3 is off to the right. Rebound to Kunin.
We're going to see a lot of those, and I think everybody that's wearing Amery colors is okay with that.
Right, there's a first steal from Wallen. That's something he's very capable of. He's going to go up his right hand on the left side. No call, no good. Borkart will drive. Thought about pulling up. We'll get it out to Van Someren. Kunin in the post. Back out to Van Someren.
He's just got to try to score that one.
Long 2, no good. Good fight from Borkart. Held ball is going to be called. That'll go to the Warriors.
Yeah, Coach Benoit is not real thrilled with Eli getting it, at the block, behind the block, really, and then kicking it out. I mean, he's just got to drop step and finish through likely contact, and
Right.
at a minimum he's getting fouled. I would think under most situations against a team like Amery, without the huge size, he's not even going to get a real hard contest.
Right. Driving there for Amery, number 2 Wallen. Number 3 Wallen missing. Pull up 3 left wing. Good for James Borkart. Baldwin-Woodville on the board, 3-0.
You'd like to see James make some shots, and he's a very good shooter. He just hasn't had a lot of success this year, but someone that certainly should have the green light. You just, once you start getting in your own head and shots don't fall, you stop taking them.
Right. Tough attempt there from Wallen once again. Off of a couple hands. We'll stay with the Warriors. #22 Jens Lindquist will check in for the Warriors. Lindquist coming off of a real nice performance. Overtime loss the Warriors had against Somerset, where he led the team in scoring.
What is going on there?
Clausen off the inbounds turnover, up for an easy 2, 5-0 Blackhawks.
I feel like someone maybe zigged when they were expected to zag.
Right. All by himself. Wallen, pull-up jumper, good. Amery's first points. Clausen, right wing 3, just short. Lindquist with the rebound.
Evan's been one of, if not our best, most consistent perimeter shooters on the season.
Right. Just almost measured on that one. Lindquist is going to pull up, no good from the right wing. Amery with the rebound. Long 2 in the corner from Anderson is no good. I'm sorry, Thorsheim on that shot. Borkart pull up 2, right wing, no good. Fritz trying to tip it out to a Blackhawk, nobody there. Amery basketball. And we'll get a 30-second timeout from Coach Benoit.
And that will give us a chance to tell you about Baldwin Greenhouse, who since 1935 has been serving Baldwin and the surrounding area by offering the freshest flowers, plants, and gifts for any occasion. Some of the flowers and many of the plants are grown right on site. They'd love to help with anything you need. Give them a call at 715-684-2104. Visit online at baldwingreenhouse.com. The freshest ingredients you can get, cooked to your preferences, and served in an atmosphere that welcomes you if you're in your best clothes or your oldest t-shirt. We want you to come back to real food. Come to the Phoenix Grill. It's all here. Are you? So one of the things that I've noticed here early, I mean, obviously we're 3.5 minutes into the game, is one of the new metrics that they use in basketball is usage rate, right? And so that's basically the amount of possessions that ends with a given player doing something, right? So a shot attempt, a turnover, getting to the free throw line, and so typically your best players have the highest usage rates, and that's not something obviously that's tracked at the high school level, and certainly not something that we're tracking in the booth. That's a bad turnover. But when we went to Amery game 1, Carter Wallen's usage rate was all of them. Right. Every possession was going to go through and end with him. And it wasn't necessarily because he wasn't passing the ball. It's because he had 4 other guys on the floor expecting him to do something. And what we've seen through these first 4 minutes are other guys in red doing things.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And so that just changes the whole dynamic of a team, because even though they've only made 1 basket, they're willing to do these things.
Exactly. Good take there by Lindquist. Another bucket for the Warriors. They're within 1. Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think Wallen as a sophomore and the coach as well, understanding that high-level success for this team might not come this season, but as Wallen and these other sophomores, juniors around him, and people that are going to come up through the program, Wallen deep 3 off to the left, if they're becoming more experienced, if they have a better understanding of how to play basketball, that's only to the benefit of them as this program continues. Good dish there from Fritz to Coonan. So a couple consecutive baskets from Eli Coonan after an animated timeout from Coach Benoit. Hawks up by 5.
Yeah, we haven't been seeing the peak of Blackhawk basketball this last 7 days. And, I think Tuesday night was a low over a course of time. I don't know when, it's been lower certainly, but when you're a good team and you're not beating the brakes off of a shorthanded average team,
right,
people can only stand to see so much of that,
right? And
I think Coach Benoit kind of got to his breaking point there with that first time out.
Absolutely. So Reese Guthrie, senior, number 23, is going to give James Borkhardt a break. Number 3, Seth Wallen's going to take a break in for the Warriors. Number 32 is Samuel Strike. He's a freshman. Coonan all by himself under the basket. Good. And a lot of teams we've seen enter this gym doubling, triple teaming Eli Coonan. Obviously coming out of the break with Coach Benoit communicating with his best player, you got to get a touch and you got to look to score, and he's got 6 consecutive points for the Hawks. Link was short on his attempt. Guthrie will gather. Here come the Blackhawks. Once again, Coonan underneath. 8 straight for the big man. He heard the message. He's ready to work. And we'll get a 30-second timeout from Amery.
Well, and I think part of that is not only did Eli get the message, but the other guys got the message too.
Right.
Members of Wisconsin Credit Union can access account information and take care of most everyday banking needs via Wisconsin Online, the mobile app, and text banking. Immediate access to your Wisconsin accounts is also available 24 hours a day via touch-tone phone. Visit them at wisconsincu.org to learn more. Whether we're cooking the perfect butter burger to order or scooping up our freshest batch of the flavor of the day, we work hard to ensure you will always leave happy. We know you have a lot to do and many options to choose from, so we appreciate when you take the time to visit Culver's of Baldwin.
13-4, 9-point advantage for the Blackhawks. 8-0 run by Eli Coonan since it was 5-4. So the Amery star, number 2, Carter Wallen, operating out of the high post against this zone look. That's about as easy as it's going to get for Colin Fritz. Evan Clausen unable to finish on the breakaway. Tough take there by Wallen. He'll be fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
That looked pretty close to a travel.
First free throw good for the junior.
Yeah, I think similar to what we talked about Tuesday night is if you believe you're the better team, you have to push a lead out and then keep that lead. Don't struggle and give what you would maybe believe a lesser team to be confident that they can hang with you.
Right. Hawks working around the left-hand side. Clausen in around the post. He's triple teamed. Quick outlet to Fritz. No good on the three-point attempt for Colin. He's been more willing to take those shots and has made a handful. That one no good. Here, number 20, junior Ryan Biendal will check in, giving Evan Clausen a break.
Yeah, Colin's been shown flashes anyway throughout games of being really good offensively.
Always a problem defensively is Fritz. Another possession where he gets his hand on the ball. A few Blackhawks getting their hands on the ball there. Lindquist is going to knock it out for Amery, and that'll be Blackhawk basketball. And that's one thing, when these teams matched up for the first time in Amery, Ball and Woodville, probably a dozen or more steals in that one as they played that extended 1-3-1. Mason Werner obviously running the point in that one, also able to pick Amery's zone defense that night apart.
Reese didn't get the play call there offensively. And he's coming out of the game. And I think one of the plays that we run has been run here pretty consistently for the last 25 years. And the name of it's never changed, the signal of it's never changed, the success rate of it never changed.
Right.
But you try to do it a little bit more secretively, and Coach Benoit tried to do it pretty quietly there, and quiet enough that one of his guys didn't know.
So Wallen for the Warriors still held in check this evening. He's almost always had 2 on him. Turnaround jumper's good for Wallen. And for those listening, there are 2 Wallens by pronunciation. Carter Wallen is W-O-L-L-A-N, number 2. Number 3 is Seth Wallen, W-A-A-L-E-N. Eli going to work under the basket. A lot of contact, but he gets it knocked away. Amery will collect. Here comes Carter Wallen. Top of the key 3 by the freshman. No good for strike. Kunin comes down with the rebound. 13-8, BW in the lead. Almost halfway through this first half. Good take there by Van Someren. He'll sky up for 2 more for the Blackhawks.
And an assist won't show up there for Eli, but Eli did a really good job of pinning his guy.
Right. Carter Wallen top of the key 3, no good.
Talk about 2 Wallens for the Warriors this year. I'd anticipate next year they'll be joined by Carter's little brother.
Right.
There'll be 3 Wallens on the floor.
Ryan Biendal almost gets it taken away. Hawks work it around.
Good pass.
Good look from Fritz into Van Someren. Here comes Lindquist. In and around 3 Blackhawks, unable to get it to go. Guthrie with the rebound. Hawks up 9, 17-8. Pushing the tempo. Ill-advised pass there from Van Someren's interrupted.
Now, you and I, a little bit new from the newer school thinking, anyway.
Carter Wallen gets a basket to go down. We'll see if that sparks something from the middle border star.
I'd be pushing tempo so much tonight.
Absolutely.
For a couple reasons. One, Carter Wallen's not coming off the floor.
Right, fatiguing him.
Yep. And secondly, I want this to be as high of possession ball game as possible, because I believe that we're at the advantage every single time down the floor when we're on offense.
Right. More opportunities for the better team to have higher success. Eli Coonan fouled on his last shot attempt. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. Eli still looking to find his groove at the free throw stripe this season. Subs for the Hawks: senior Ethan Ferndenser, number 22, and back-in starter number 3, James Borkhardt. Van Somen and Guthrie will take a break. Both of Eli Coonan's free throw attempts off back iron. Still not able to find his rhythm from the strike. Carter Wallen met by 3 Blackhawks. He'll get rid of it. Borkhardt able to force a turnover in or around the post. Hawks up 7, 17-10.
Collins got to just demand it. Get to the ball side and just demand the ball.
Good hands there by Amery. Fritz able to recover. Ferndenser all the way in around to Coonan. And that's 2 more points for the big man. He's got 10, 19-10, BW in the lead.
He's got 5 2-point field goals tonight. The only thing that should legitimately stop him from having 15 layups is if we're ahead and he comes out of the game.
Right. Amery
Like,
without.
Go there now, Eli.
And we've got a foul called. Offensive foul called on Ferndenser.
Bob Zaradka officiating his 1,000, 2,000. He's been officiating for a while.
Long time. Amery looking to get organized. Elbow jumper, no good for Tyler Meyer. He's a senior.
You know, now, let it go, Eli, or get a rebound.
Right. Yeah, once again, Coonan with a significant height advantage and size advantage in the post. Clausen and Van Somen back in for the Hawks. Coonan will get a break, as well as Wienendahl.
So, we like to talk about student sections. Our student section is not bad. Does Amery have any students here?
I'm not seeing any. Van Somen, tough 2-point make. Foul called on the shot by Wallen. First free throw good for Wallen.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
It's like they asked Colin if his nose was bleeding, and he showed them his nose wasn't bleeding.
Right. Ferndenser with the rebound off the miss. Hawks up 10, 21-11, 5:45 to play. Hawks working around. Borkhardt off a couple screens. Pull up 3 is long. Number 12 Anderson gonna sky for the rebound. one of the many underclassmen that get a lot of playing time. Wallen, deep three left wing, and that'll fall for the sophomore. Averages just under 30 a game this season for the Warriors. They're down 7.
Took him till his 4th three-point attempt to knock it down, but good shooters just keep shooting.
Clausen pull up 2 in around the post, no good. Borkhardt, good board, good putback, and that's 2 more for the Blackhawks. 23-14, 9-point lead. Right wing 3, long for Anderson. Fritz fakes one way, goes the other way. Long on the attempt. Anderson will gather the rebound, gets it to Wallen. He'll go baseline, bring it back out. And a 30-second timeout for Amery.
The market is changing. Take advantage of our combined 30-plus years of experience to guide you through it. Call Don at 715-684-9541 or Andrew at 715-928-0410 of Timberland Realtors for all your realty needs. Flagship Ford is your source for new and used Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, parts, service, and more in the Baldwin area. Our goal is to provide the best possible service to our customers and make sure your car buying experience is second to none. We are conveniently located at 850 Fern Drive in Baldwin. Got these 6th grade water boys down there, fresh off practice.
Doing the best they can. Under 5 to play in the first half. Hawks 23, Warriors 14. Amery's hanging around. 10 first half points for Eli Kunin, who's back in the game, the big senior for BW.
And the Hawks have certainly done a much better job making sure that they've got Carter Wallen accounted for.
Right. Like you mentioned, some of the bigger losses this season for Baldwin Woodville, they've had opposing stars go off 30-plus points multiple times from opposing phenoms. So far, on pace to keep Wallen under his nightly total. Block there from the Warriors on Clausen's take. Wallen will pull up from 3 off to the left. Anderson will get the rebound into the other Wallen, who pull up for 2 more as he's now got 9 for the Warriors. So last name pronounced Wallen, good for 14 of the Warriors' points.
Shoot it, Eli.
Number 2 and number 3. Kunin chooses not.
He's not Shaq. The kid can shoot the ball.
Hawks looking to get organized on offense here. A little flex action. Some fatigue out there. Players not moving quite as quick as they normally do. That pass is going to get taken away. Here comes Carter Wallen. He'll angle in towards the hoop. Bounce pass into the other Wallen, who's going to get blocked from behind by Van Sommer. 23 Guthrie, number 1 Fritz in for the Hawks. Borkhardt and Fernandez are going to take a break.
Depending on the shooter, there's not a lot of better shots than a wide open, uncontested 3.
Right.
Sean's going to try to dunk. Ooh.
Once again, off of a baseline inbound. Carter Wallen. Miscommunication between the player he's trying to pass it into, but that pass from Clausen to Van Sommer not on the money. 7-point deficit for the Warriors. 2:40 to go. Lindquist left wing 3, short. Good board by Kunin. He's closing in a double-double already. Nice dish there by Fritz into Kunin. Once again, layup length from the right side. 12 points, 6 layups for the big man.
Yeah, I think the thing that's easy to forget when you watch Amery is Carter Wallen's a sophomore.
Right.
And there's a lot of growing that happens you couldn't see Coach Mackey there, but I mean, I think we all just kind of expect for Carter Wallen to take over.
Right.
And 10th graders, he's going to grow a lot yet, and it's hard sometimes to ask a 10th grader to just take over.
Right. And for those watching that have observed BW's strategy, they've got a zone employed where Wallen brings the ball up the court. He's got 2 white jerseys on him almost instantaneously. And he'll have 2 there, one on his right, one on his left. And he's got to make it work. Lindquist, left wing. Poor pass into Danielson is picked off by Kunin. 9-point lead for the Hawks. 1:22 to play in this first half. Fritz tries to dish to Guthrie. Maybe he'll take it himself. He will. Won't make it. He'll get it to Clausen. Clausen, 8-footer. Pull up. Good. Hawks with a double-digit lead for the first time in a while. 27-16. Here come the Warriors. Wallen once again from the block. Number 3. That's Seth Wallen. 2 more for him. He's got 11 in this first half. Amery within 9.
And I think if you're Coach Benoit, you feel okay with that type of result.
And Eli once again staying hungry in the post. 7 layups. Wallen, good step through there. No good on the attempt. Good move underneath by Fritz. No good on the attempt. Kunin and Fritz fighting for that one. Somebody trying to grab it.
Oh, we're going to see a dunk right here.
And a dunk from Carter Wallen rattles up and in after some time on the backboard and the rim.
We're not counting that as a dunk.
29-20 Blackhawks. Under 10 seconds to play. Now closer to 5. Who's going to take the last shot? Eli Kunin up. Tough take. No good. Fritz up. No good. No good on the last second attempts for the Hawks. So 9-point lead, 29-20 at the break between BW and Amery. So we're going to take a break here at Blackhawk TV. We'll join you in just over 10 minutes for the second half for this middle border matchup. Alrighty, welcome back to Baldwin Woodville High School for half number 2 between the BW Blackhawks and the visiting Amery Warriors. In that first half, Baldwin Woodville came out to an early lead, and they held on to that throughout, now with a 9-point lead at 29-20, behind a big first half from Eli Coonan. Joining me once again, our cameraman Zach Ambrose and owner and operator of Blackhawk TV, Jeremy Nygaard. What do we got for stats for that first half, Jeremy?
So Eli led the Hawks 14 points. Sean had 6. James had 5. Evan had 4. Not on the scoring list is Colin Fritz, but Colin Fritz was the playmaker for the Hawks, a number of assists. On the flip side of that, we have the 2 Wallens, Seth with 11 and Carter with 7, and then Lindquist with 2. So a pretty quiet half from Carter Wallen, and if they have any intention of getting back in this game, we're going to need to see a little more offensive production from him.
Right. Hawks will open it up with possession.
Shocker.
You called it. They got it. 2 more points for the Hawks. Good feed by the playmaker, Colin Fritz, as he puts the binocs on. Early assist for the junior, 31-20. Quick steal by the Hawks gives BW the ball back.
Again, if you can do this at a faster pace, Eli just has to run the lane, you know. The ball will get up the court before him, and he just has to fill ball side to the block. If we don't have a basket, he's getting a layup.
Right. Good cut by Fritz all the way up, rolls all the way around, won't go in. Coonan's there, and he'll put it up for 2 more for the Hawks. 33-20. Couple baskets in the first minute for BW. Corner 3, no good by Thorsheim.
Run the lane, Eli, just run the lane.
Van Sommer running the lane that time. He'll get it, but dish it out to Clausen. Borkhardt thought about it from the right wing. Van Sommer will take a step in and shoots his signature baseline. Two more for BW, 6 early points for the Hawks, 35-20. Corner 3, look for Anderson. Good, nothing but net for the sophomore. Fritz waiting for some movement from his teammates. Van Sommer now has it. He'll dribble in around the lane. He'll dish down to Coonan, and it's pretty easy going so far for the big man.
Yeah, like I said, there's no reason that he can't make 15 layups tonight.
Right wing 3, good for Wallen. Like you mentioned, for Amery to have any chance, Wallen's going to have to get his. Baldwin Woodville did a really nice job in the first half of limiting the nearly 30 points a game scorer in number 2, the sophomore Carter Wallen.
The tempo of our offense is just kind of hard to watch.
Shorten on 3-point attempt. Borkhardt gets on rebound out for 2.
I mean, we've either scored on first chance or second chance.
Right.
So,
right wing 3, Wallen. Deep. Good. After a first half where those opportunities weren't easy to come by for the sophomore. 2 early threes in the second half. Eli Coonan, before I had a chance to finish my thought, 2 more for the big man. He's got 20. The other Wallen loses his footing. Entry pass coming from Thorsheim is interrupted, but will stay with Amery as Lindquist checks in for the Warriors, and Bienendahl for the Blackhawks. 41-29. Hawks in the lead by 12. Wallen will get it in. Decent look there for Danielson.
it's the first basket of the game. Oh,
Lindquist a little too physical there with Bienendahl. Ryan, one of the slot receivers for Baldwin Woodville's successful football team this fall. He's not averse to physicality. One of the tougher individuals in the gym.
I mean, we have slot receiver, wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver.
We do. We got a lot of skill out there. Risky pass there from Clausen is intercepted by the Warriors. Wallen once again seeing 2 to 3 white jerseys, beating it all up in his grill. Lindquist corner 3, no good. Off back iron. Here come the Blackhawks, 3-on-1. Now recovering is Amery. Good entry pass there. Good block by the skying Seth Wallen. Carter Wallen all the way up. 2 more for him. He's got 15 now, halfway to his average. 8-point deficit for the Warriors. Hawks looking to thwart the rally as they were up by 15 not too long ago.
We're going to get a 3 here. He's just going to try to get a look.
He'll get rid of it initially. Once again, entry pass is tough to come by for the Warriors. Really, anytime they pass, it's getting the hand of a Blackhawk on it.
Yeah, we need to keep guys out of the lane area and make everybody an entry passer for Eli. Because it's advantage 34.
Tough left-handed half hook there from the big man. He keeps his successful night going. 22 points for Eli, no fouls. Only 6 fouls called at all tonight. 1 in the second half, 5 in the first half. Decent look around the basket for Danielson is no good. Here comes Fritz and the Blackhawks. One-handed pass down to Eli will go off his noggin. He'll go up for 2, and that'll be knocked away with a foul from Wallen.
Seth Wallen. Yes, yes. And we're getting to about the time where we usually have some connection issues. So if you do see that things start to lag or freeze, just bear with us. Maybe hit the refresh button. Takes about a minute to get back online. Hasn't happened yet, but typically does.
First free throw, off back iron for Kunin. Big man, proficient around the basket. Has a tougher time around the free throw line this season.
His range might not reach 15. But you know what? The kid can shoot. I mean, he's made threes. He's shot really well from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's not the first very, very good basketball player that has the yips from the free throw line for a time. Gets the second one to go, though, and gives the Hawks an 11-point lead coming into a timeout.
Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar at 780 Cedar Street in Baldwin offers something for everyone. If you're interested in the competition and camaraderie of a team, come join one of the bowling leagues offering men, women, couples, seniors, and youth leagues that run from September through April. Reserve an open bowling time for families, friends, work, or birthday parties. When you get hungry or thirsty from all the bowling fun or while watching the big games on the mini big screen TV, Striker Sports Bar is sure to satisfy. Check out our menu and weekly food and drink specials at StrikersLanes.com. Precision Truck Service is a full-service heavy truck and trailer repair shop located in Baldwin, offering all types of general repair for heavy truck and trailer, diesel, mobile service, alignments, computer diagnostics, welding and fabrication, and sandblasting. As a Michelin heavy truck tire dealer, we offer best in pricing on Michelin, BFG, and Uniroyal tire brands, balancing, and installation. Give us a call at 715-760-0768 or stop in. We are located conveniently on the north side of Baldwin under the water tower. Firehelm Langer is a CPA firm with offices in Baldwin, Ellsworth, and River Falls. At Firehelm Langer, our clients are our top priority. We offer the skills and expertise of a large CPA firm combined with the personal intention and responsiveness of a smaller firm. When you partner with us, we take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and build a lasting professional relationship. We invite you to turn to us at Firehelm Langer for bookkeeping services, payroll services, financial projections, tax preparation, tax planning, and all of your accounting and tax needs.
11-point lead for the Hawks. Just under 13 minutes to play in this one.
You know, we talked about, oh, here we go, Shawnee.
And Somerin, will he have an opportunity for a dunk? He will. Met at the rim by Wallen. Stuffed initially by the rim, however. So no points out of the fast break. Fritz will settle it down at the top of the key.
Maybe that rim's just a little bit higher.
Right. Good look for Guthrie. Thought to dish it down to Kunin. Instead, top of the key to Fritz, over to Vienadal, back to Fritz.
It's my least favorite type of basketball.
Hawks okay to just pass it around. I share your opinion, as we've kept the ball right around the volleyball line now for about 30 seconds now, out down to the corner. Fritz has it. Back up to the volleyball line, skip over to Vienadal. Fritz in and around the basket, easy look for him as he scoots around his teammate Kunin. 2 more points for the Blackhawks, 46-33. Deep three, Wallen just short. Lindquist looking for the rebound, gets it knocked away from Van Someren in the corner. Does finally get rid of it to Anderson.
Oh, right behind him, he had a guy. Couldn't see him. Yeah, that's failure to check a dude isn't going to be a problem because we have 2 guys with eyes on Carter Wallen all night. You know, I was starting to say earlier, we've had a really large group of talented players come through this conference. How many of them as sophomores didn't have another really good upperclassman on their team?
I would say 0. I mean, you talk about Gabe Seiler. He was a starter as a sophomore. He had Nogel.
Right.
You talk about, obviously, the run of Prescott phenoms from Brooke Shaw, Petey, to
Owen
Parker to Owen. But they always had solid upperclassmen, whether it was one of the other Brooke Shaws or there's another. He's an assistant coach for Nick. He was a really nice player for them. Graduated in 2015, I believe. But yeah, I mean, for Carter to be on an island when it just comes to maybe his elite tier play, definitely never want to discredit the other Warriors that are out there playing very, very hard for Amery. But yeah, for Carter to have to kind of learn as he goes on how to be the complete leader of a basketball team, quite impressive. And I don't think he's done a poor job tonight. Obviously, just opportunities on offense been tough to come by for number 2.
Yeah, the kid has 15. I mean,
right.
But I look at like Ellsworth. I mean, they went through that series where they had Motley, Flom, Benson, and then
Anderson,
Mason, and then Janke.
Yeah.
But those guys contributed when they were young, but they all had
somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
Wallen in and around the basket. Kunin from behind. Wallen, I believe, had 31 when these 2 teams matched up to open up the season.
I think that's almost like a. I mean, when we watched Jordan Momlov as a freshman go off in the regional, was it the regional final?
Yep. 6 first half threes.
He had Parker.
Parker and Doffing.
The focus wasn't on Jordan Momlov.
100%.
When we watched Jack Janke go off as a junior.
Yeah, he had Anderson on the wing, taking away the attention, right?
And so it's always been like Braden Bradway, who's phenomenal. He wasn't putting up elite numbers as a sophomore.
Right.
I mean, we look at these flags in here, and it's like what Carter Wallen's doing as a sophomore is rare.
I would be curious to page through the history books what Sean Tim's sophomore average was around. You know, you were kind of one of his bigger fans here. Was he a guy that was closer to 20 as a sophomore, maybe 15?
I remember he put up 40 as a sophomore against Durand. Probably had a few 30-point games. I mean, Gary Hansen was on that team, I believe, was a senior that year, and he was a good player, obviously not the caliber of Sean, but and you know, we struggled as a team that year. I think we got beat by maybe Central in the first couple rounds. The playoffs were different back then, but that was really the last name that I could think of.
Right. That
was the focal point as a sophomore in the conference. And I'm sure, you know, you could go through these schools and find, you know, an Osceola year where they had a sophomore that was getting it done, but not to the tune of 30 points. I mean, Petey was a 30-point guy as a senior. You just don't see 30-point scorers.
So at this very moment, Carter Wallen has 720 career points. He's played 13. After tonight will be 14 games. A season, you're guaranteed how many games now? 22?
22 plus playoff.
So 23. So he'll have at least 9 more contests. If he averages his average through 9 more, he's going to be pretty darn close to breaking into the 1,000 mark as a sophomore, which is not something you hear about very often.
No. And what's impressive, I mean, from a coaching perspective, we've both done it, is like watching Braden Bradway last Friday. Super chill.
Oh yeah, completely composed. And for Wallen to, I mean, he's the quarterback on an up-and-town football team this fall for Amery that actually pulled off a couple upsets, played some decent football at the end of the year there. But as the point guard this year and last year, for him to be calm demeanor, he's not forcing shots up out of his repertoire. Van Sommer now up and around the basket. He's going to miss the layup, but is fouled. Yeah, the sky's the limit. And for those that maybe haven't been a fan of middle border basketball too far out of the decade, Amery is a program that at one point won consecutive middle border conference championships in the early 2000s, was always competitive. I believe when you were playing, they were always competitive.
Absolutely.
And there is no doubt in my mind that as Wallen approaches his senior year, his younger brother comes up through the ranks, and then a lot of these role players get 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of varsity play under their belt. There's no reason not to think that they're going to be knocking on the door of high-level, top half middle border competition.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you hope they stay healthy, but they're absolutely going to be in that conversation.
Yeah, they're going to have one of the best players in the state.
Yeah.
Maybe a top 10 Division III player in Carter Wallen, top 20 Division III player, and his younger brother, who, from, you know, to do my best, Ian Rappaport, per some sources, is also a very, very, very capable basketball player himself. All that being said, 14-point lead for the Hawks, 49-35, approaching 8 minutes to go. Hawks defense remains stingy. Amery having to earn every point. Fern Denzer and Seth Wallen going after that one. It'll be a held ball call. It's going to stay with the Warriors. Coach Mackey not happy.
Some things are best presented without comment, and that was one of them.
It was. Weak side rebound, Kunin. Fern Denzer with a step through, no look into Borkhardt, just short on the layup attempt. Nice little dish from Fern Denzer. Wallen once again barely be able to get it past the volleyball line without contest. And Lindquist is going to go to the free throw line for the Warriors. First one good for the senior.
Yeah, I'll be honest. There was when I saw that this Amery basketball job was open, knowing what they have and what they had coming up, I wouldn't say I gave it a whole lot of thought, but
whenever you have the opportunity to coach Carter Wallen,
you have to consider it. As a retired coach, as I consider myself, I was like, hey, that's a 30-minute drive, and that would be fun.
It would be fun. All the more so because he seems like a very good kid to coach.
Yeah, and those are the best kids to coach.
Coonan at the nail, out to Borkar. Good look, corner 3 is short. Fritz there swatting at it. He gets swatted at. He recovers his footing. Once again, 2 Blackhawks there to stop ball, and he's going to step through, get tripped up. Van Someren will check in for Ferndenzer.
Yeah, I might come up short on my prediction of Eli getting 15 field goals.
Hawks have been happy to slow it down significantly in the half court. Amery throws that pass away.
You're going to have those?
Yeah, especially with a young team with less experience. And a timeout, full timeout.
Nielsen's Foods has been serving communities since 1903. We offer full-service caribou coffee, bakery, deli, and meat departments. We pride ourselves with our award-winning Nielsen's Market Meats and our friendly staff. Nielsen's vision is to build a strong family of customers and employees by delivering superior service to our customers, offering employee growth opportunities, reinvesting in our stores, and serving in our communities. St. Croix Garage Doors provides Western Wisconsin with top-quality garage door sales, service, and installation. We proudly serve Baldwin, Woodville, Hudson, Richmond, River Falls, Stillwater, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Give Brian a call today at 715-781-8989 for a quote, install, or service. Finding health insurance can be complicated and time-consuming. Let Charlotte Heimer, an independent local agent who has specialized in finding healthcare benefits and resources, help your family and get the best coverage and lowest rates available. Call Charlotte at 715-781-1762 or Google Charlotte Heimer in Woodville. Precision Excavating Enterprises is a full-service excavating, grading, and trucking contractor located in Baldwin, offering all types of residential and commercial earth-moving, septic systems, demolition, landscaping, driveways, and building sites. Our trucking division offers dump truck, grain hopper, and flatbed hauling services, sand, gravel, and fill delivery. Serving the Baldwin and surrounding western Wisconsin areas, give us a call at 715-760-0768 for free estimates.
12-point lead for the Hawks, 7:01 to play. Big night for the big man, Eli Coonan, 24 points. Hawks also doing a good job holding sophomore number 2 Carter Wallen in check. Only 16 for the guard that averages just under 30. And for the last half dozen minutes or so, BW willing to slow the pace significantly. Number of possessions where passing around the circle near the volleyball line has been sufficient for Coach Benoit.
Which I get. I mean, I get it. We're here. We're in it to win. But I think we have some guys on the floor right now that lack confidence offensively. And giving them an opportunity to score probably wouldn't hurt moving forward.
Right.
You know, James has been struggling to find his shot. He made one, has made a couple 2-pointers tonight. Colin hasn't hit from the perimeter tonight. Evan hasn't hit from the perimeter tonight. Sean is still looking for that magic that he had last year.
Right.
Like, these are the games that you can get those reps out. They're the realest, livest reps you can get.
Yeah, gives guys opportunities to work out the kinks that maybe have developed over a season that, although 7-4, 4-3 in conference, nothing to shake your hat at, but maybe not to what these boys anticipated success-wise. Another good look for Coonan around the basket, and one opportunity for the big man. First night for him, and one's here at Blackhawk TV, sponsored by Package Concrete at 612-804-5222 or packageconcrete@gmail.com. You can reach Nick Pat for all your concrete needs. Coonan closer and closer to the 30-point mark. He's got 26.
Do we know what his career high is?
I would assume it's right around here. 27 now for the big man. So he's probably approaching something close to his. I can take a look.
So got another kick ball here. We're going to have Amery ball underneath. Coach Hall, Coach Benoit trying to get the guys in white organized here. Oh, we had away with a violation.
So 28.
Okay.
Eli Kunin's career high, so he's one field goal away from breaking that. Clausen sneaks into the right post, gets it knocked away by Wallen. Tie up between Strike and Borkhardt. Results in a held ball. Will stay with the Hawks.
I think Evan getting it knocked away was a missed call there, but officiating's hard.
Pretty good turnout on a Friday night here at the West Gym at Baldwin Woodville High School. Thanks to all that came out, all that have streamed this one online as well. Supporting our young student athletes here at Baldwin Woodville and Amery. Nice finish there by Van Solmeren. 17 now, the advantage for the BW Blackhawks. Wow.
Good to see Sean getting into, he's got double figures now, he's got 12.
Absolutely. Turnaround jumper, Wallen. A rare opportunity inside the volleyball line for the sophomore is good on a fadeaway.
Need a place to stop after the game? Look no further than Hilltop Pizza Planet, located at 2508 Highway 12 in Woodville. In a kitchen that stays open until closing time, they've got your cravings covered, whether it's pizza, burger, or a hoagie. What's even better, mention Blackhawk TV after any sporting event, that includes tonight, and get 20% off your entire bill. Sound too good to be true? Stop in today to get this deal before it's too late. Is hitting the lottery your idea of financial planning? Consider meeting with financial advisor Brandon Graber with Whitecap Financial Advisors for a strategy session that helps put you more in control of your financial future. They specialize in investment management, financial and retirement planning, life insurance, and education funding. Call today to set up your no-cost, no-obligation appointment at their Roberts or Turtle Lake location by calling 715-760-9001. From the roughest seas to the highest peaks, Whitecap Financial Advisors will be with you every step of the way. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Woodbury Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance offered through Whitecap Financial Advisors LLC, which is not affiliated with Woodbury Financial Services. Don really reached into the oldie but goodie bag for the music selection tonight.
There it is.
At what point do you see Coach Benoit going to those 5 in their, well, 5 of those in their warm-up tees?
Right. Especially at home. Over halfway through the regular season officially tonight, game number 13. Or number 12, rather. Wallen coast to coast, patient. Shoulders in, no good. Danielson with the rebound. He'll go up and he's going to be fouled. A little bit less flow to this second half.
By a little bit, you mean all of it?
A lot less flow to this second half.
Yeah, and that's how it's always going to feel when every possession you just take the air out of the ball. And what that does, I mean, like I said, the objective is to win, but it's harder for students to stay engaged.
second free throw up and down and all around the rim and then in for Danielson. Keeping the margin a little close for comfort as a couple Warriors knocking it away.
Now go.
Vinadal goes and gets it. He's going to take his time.
Yeah, they're matched up. And I thought they were matching up, but it doesn't appear so now.
Amery bringing some pressure. And the Hawks be able to take advantage. Van Sommer gets a block, but who's there? Eli Kuhn. And
there he is.
Congrats to Eli Kuhn on a new career high, 29 for the big man. Top of the key three, Wallen. Level of difficulty, 10 out of 10 shot goes through.
And as long as we're talking about records, Carter Wallen just broke his own single season three-point record with a 64 three-pointer on the year. He now owns Amery's top 2 single season three-point makes records.
And I'm sure whatever he finishes this season with, three-pointers made, he'll put that up in his room, white piece of paper, and he will beat that as a junior, and then whatever that junior year number is, he'll beat it as a senior. So work to be done for the younger Wallen brother.
Yep.
But I'm sure they're going to want the top 8 spots when they're all said and done.
So let's say this game ends at 8:30. Say the game ends at 8:30.
Right.
I go down there with the ball. You rebound for me.
Right.
At what time will I make my 64 three so we can leave the gym?
Well, it'll take a while. I don't know. To be very honest, I don't know how proficient you are at shooting threes. I know how proficient you are at shooting behind the back twos. Well, it's not a two.
It's just from behind the backboard. It's illegal shots.
After about a half hour, you're 100%er.
Unstoppable.
But I think point being, it would take most people who are very, very familiar with the basketball to make 63 three-point attempts or 63 three-point makes a long, long time.
64.
64 a long, long time.
Yeah, I'd probably give up.
And I wouldn't blame you. I'd be sweating through this North Mean South sweatshirt.
I think you're probably sweating through that North Mean South sweatshirt right now.
It's
Do it, Shawnee.
Baseline 2 in and out for Van Someren. No, a better question is if you could track down one of the, was it both Gleason boys or was it one of the two that?
I think it was both of them, but Mike was a little bit better.
The baseline 2.
Yep. They were shallower twos though. Sean takes it to the next level, but not quite to the next level.
Right. Deep 3 right wing. Anderson no good. Minute and a half to play. 12-point advantage for the Hawks. Nuclear high tonight for Eli Kuhn at 31 points. Fritz in and around Van Someren. Now Colin Fritz today, 2 points scoring the basketball, but responsible for a lot more points than 2.
Yeah, I wish I was keeping track of his assists because my guess is he's flirting with double-digit assists.
Right, and he enjoys it. Checking in for the Hawks will be number 14, sophomore Gavin Weatherly. In for Evan Clausen. Wallen pull up 3, top of the key, banks it in. He'll shrug his shoulders and, well, still counts as 3.
Yeah.
24 tonight for the sophomore.
A whole hum game with 24 points.
Right. Kunin, shallow 2 for Van Someren. As he's gotten his offensive groove back tonight. 17 points for the senior. And between the and Shawnee had an opportunity there.
He would have got teed up if that went through. And he's going to get talked to right now.
And that. Yeah. Can't do that, Sean.
Rich Meltzer did that at a UWRF game, conference championship, to secure a bid in the D3 playoffs. The place erupted. He didn't hear the whistle. He dunked. Technical. Falcons lose. Sad day.
Yeah. Left wing three, good. Right on the money from Anderson. And Amery keeps the Dogs on. Hawks will get it across the timeline. Van Solm running around the basket. Coonan loses it, falls. A couple more players fall. And with less than 20 seconds to play and an 11-point advantage, we've got more whistles.
Well, whatever Eli did, at least he looked athletic doing it. What's going on here? Ryan just got kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
Coach Benoit's son ejected. Did we get that on camera? Did you get the short walk out? No?
So, all that being done and said, we've got a free throw going through the hoop for Eli Coonan. Some things you just, I mean, the bingo card can't get big enough.
Right. Eli's now 6 for 11 from the stripe tonight.
12-point advantage for the Hawks.
So Blackhawk games have now involved last year coach's wife getting ejected and now coach's son. What would be the sweep?
A coach's grandson?
And coach's mother?
Maybe, yeah, Coach Mackey's grandson. No, all in good fun. 12-point victory for the Hawks tonight. Back to their winning ways, now at 8-4 and 5-3 in conference. Always fun for a Hawks win. Congratulations also to the Amery Warriors for competing well. Thanks to all the student athletes, as always, for putting on a show tonight. Thanks for joining us for Game 4. Well, 4 scheduled, 3 that have been played out of 5 this week. We'll have one more tomorrow afternoon, as the girls Blackhawk basketball team will take on the visiting West Salem Panthers. So we'll see you tomorrow, and that's at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Safe travels tonight. See you tomorrow.